Hello class! I wanted to send you a midweek update video to make sure everyone knows what is going on this week. I failed to put one on at the beginning of the week. The first thing of note is that our current module that we are in is 2 weeks long. You may have noticed that. So if I scroll down to weeks 9 and 10, you can see that this one module takes up 2 weeks. The reason for this is that chapter 31 is a very long chapter. It's actually one of the longest ones that we've encountered so far. And so I wanted to make sure that everyone had enough time to devote to that, and it caused a few adjustments in the schedule. Basically, this week, week 9 that we're currently in, should be devoted to chapter 31 and completing those lessons. So if you go to the 31 required readings and lessons, you can see that there's one chapter guide and then the link to not one but 2 different lessons. I broke chapter 31 into 2 parts because it is very long, and these soft talk lessons need to be completed in one sitting. Plan to spend a little over an hour on each of these, and then complete the forum. Make sure that each time when you get to the end of each part, so when you get to the end of part 1, you're submitting your score. And then when you get to the end of part 2, you're submitting your score. If I go back to the modules page, we also have a discussion for chapter 31. You'll notice that I made the discussion and these reading lessons due on a Sunday, where I usually make them due on a Friday. This does not mean that you should wait until Sunday to do all of this work. I'm giving you extra time because there is a lot of work to do. I would recommend doing part 1 on a Friday if that's what you're used to doing, and then maybe part 2 on a Sunday, or maybe doing both parts on a Friday and then doing the discussion on Sunday. It's up to you how you want to parse out your time, but do know that it will take you more than one sitting to get this week 9 work done. As far as commenting on a peer for the forum, you can take until Monday to do that. Now for week 10, this is where we get really different from what we're used to doing. I don't have a lesson for week 10. Instead, you'll be working on various homework assignments, so some of our bigger projects. We have phase 2 of the timeline that is coming up at the end of the week on the 2nd of April. For this phase, remember, I am asking for you to go back and add historical data and events to your timeline from our chapter guides. Then we have a Quizlet check-in. This is Quizlet check-in 3, and for Quizlet check-in 3, I'm going to be looking for vocabulary terms from chapters 30 and 31, and evidence that you are studying them. Last but definitely not least is the art movie, and this is new. This is a brand new assignment that I'm introducing, although it has been in the syllabus and on our schedule since the beginning. We haven't had to worry about it until now. This art movie is replacing the traditional research paper that is conducted in most art history sections in person. It is a complicated assignment, so I would recommend reading all of the instructions carefully. Basically, you will be working in small groups to create a 3 to 5 minute movie about a work of art, similar to what I've done in our lessons hundreds of times at this point. As far as this assignment is concerned, we're moving into it slowly. This week I'm just introducing the assignment in week 10, and then by the end of week 10, all I'm asking you to do is collaborate with your group and decide on an artwork that you will be writing about. So you don't actually have to do any of the writing, just choosing which artwork. You will receive an invitation from me to join a Google Doc. Don't erase this invitation, save it so that you can join up and meet with your group. You will find more instructions there. To summarize, week 9, this week, you are finishing the materials for chapter 31 by the end of the day on March 26th, so chapter 31 part 1 and 2 and the discussion. For the next week, week 10, you are working on your timeline phase 2, your Quizlet third check-in, getting those last 2 chapters in, and beginning to learn about your art movie and get started on that. I will have another video if you scroll down to Art Movie Overview, which I would not recommend opening or worrying about until after you finish the material for chapter 31.